and golf, and we wrap up the world of sport. Yes, lots more still to look forward to on Sportsworld. Keith Hillier has joined us from Radio 3UZ. Keith, welcome again to the program.
Thanks, Bruce. Last one of the year for us.
It is, and Max Presnell from the Sydney Morning Herald. Max, thanks for coming in again today. And Soho Square yesterday, a Victorian horse winning one of those feature races in Sydney. Great to see, isn't it?
Yeah, ridden magnificently by a Sydney-based jockey.
I thought he was born in New Zealand.
Yeah, but we taught him all he knows.
Shane Dye ride all right yesterday, Max?
Up and down.
You gave him a bit of a bait during the week in the paper.
Yes, well, Shane Dye runs hot and he runs cold, but certainly when he's good, he's very, very good, and when he's not well, he's questionable.
Well, I think, wasn't a famous actress said something about that? When you're good, you're very good?
Yeah, something like that.
I forget the rest
Yesterday,
of it.
Soho Square, who had top weight in the Villiers, Bruce, had a bit of luck with the weather, with the Sydney weather improving, and the track was upgraded, and that probably, Max, helped the win. Oh,
no doubt, but Soho Square had one magnificent attribute, class, and class got him through. He's the first horse to win the Doncaster Villiers double this century, probably the first horse ever. You've got to go back 25, 26 years to find another that's carried as much weight, and as soon as they hit the ground, I think he was going to win.
Let's have a look at the Villiers from yesterday, and Soho Square writing himself into a little piece of history.
Soho Square, who's done a good job to get over to be one off the fence on the outside of Tucson, and then Pharaoh, and further back He's No Saint, Manly Star, Block for a Run, followed by Bowie, further back Golden Step, and then Blaylock's Bull, Chimes Am, Mr. Impose, Thrifty Reserve, well back Beppa's Boy, followed by Instrumental, and Monarch Princess last as they turn into the straight in the Villiers. It's Something Wicked and Minyama, the two leaders. Mighty Remu has quickly raced up to grab the lead on top of the rise. Then Life at the top, Bella Snap, Pharaoh putting in a dash with Soho Square. Coming to the 200 mark, Pharaoh and Soho Square go to the lead together, and they've booted well clear of Mighty Remu, followed by Manly Star and Golden Step. Soho Square about a neck in front of Pharaoh. Soho Square desperately ridden is holding Pharaoh at bay. Jimmy Cassidy throws the Victorian over the line, and Soho Square won the Villiers, beat Pharaoh. Manly Star third.
There was a protest dismissed, and I guess the key there has been the fact that most horses win the Villiers to have a crack at the Doncaster. This horse won the Doncaster and came back and had a crack at the Villiers. Max, your one highlight for 1992?
Oh, no doubt, Naturalism in the Japan Cup. I know he didn't win, but halfway down the straight, the thrill of seeing him go up along the rails with Mick Dittman giving him everything, it was a highlight. I got up in my lounge room. I went higher in the saddle than Mick. But the result, well, that may not have been as satisfactory, but undoubtedly that is a memory that will live for as long as I'm alive anyway with me.
Gee, if I'd been in your lounge room, that would have been my highlight for 92. Watching you get so high. Now, what about you, Keith?
Well, I shared that with Max, of course. That was unforgettable, Bruce. But the Melbourne Cup was my highlight. Same stable, Sub-Zero, and my mate, Greg Hall in the saddle. That was the cup that he was destined to win, and I got a lot of pleasure out of that.
Let's go back and have a look at the big races in 1992. The bleeding attack Letzelope suffered during the Japan Cup was a sad finale to a disastrous spring. Fortunately, the mare was fit and firing on dry tracks in the autumn, and she completed a 7th consecutive group victory with her epic performance in the Australian Cup.
Look at Letzelope with a magnificent run. Letzelope on the outside, going up to hit the front past the 200 from Shivers Revenge, who's coming at it. Then Prince Saleri, followed by Dr. Grace and Big Colony, but it's Letzelope for the Honda Australian Cup, and she wins it brilliantly. Letzelope by 3 lengths.
The Golden Slipper is arguably the world's most significant two-year-old event. This year, the pre-race discussion surrounded the bold front-running colt Clan O'Sullivan and the fast-finishing filly Burst. Burst won the day and would go on to become the first filly to win the two-year-old Triple Crown.
Clan O'Sullivan is shortening stride, loving Cup, and Burst down the outside is rocketing to the line. Burst has swamped Clan O'Sullivan, 4 straight for Shane Dye.
Scalacci also completed a rare treble during the autumn. The grey emulated Placid Ark's feat, winning Melbourne's classic sprints, the Lightning, the Oakley Plate and the Newmarket Handicap. And he upstaged Placid Ark by adding Sydney's premier sprint, the Galaxy, to his list of credits.
200 mark, Scalacci is coming after him now. Dittman goes for the whipper. Scalacci ranges alongside. Old Friends Venture is rattling down the outside, but Scalacci shot clear close to home and he's drawing away and is going to win well. Scalacci wins the Galaxy.
The AJC Derby's reputation as the Derby in Australia was further enhanced this year, when Naturalism and Viander Cross completed their rivalry in Sydney's Group 1 3-year-old races. It is the most recent clash between the pair, and after their successful but frustrating spring campaigns, their next battle is already being promoted as a super race.
Here comes Viander Cross. Viander Cross down the outside is motoring home. Naturalism the leader. Viander Cross inch by inch is wearing him down. Naturalism still in front. He ran out near the line, but Naturalism wins at a half length to Viander Cross in a bumping finish.
One of Australia's most popular horses is the New Zealander Rough Habit. The plain-looking gelding boasts a brilliant record, and Queenslanders have seen him at his very best. His last to first victory in the Stradbroke was a highlight of the year.
In the straight, and he said, let's go on Scalacci. He's moved up and he's hit the front. 250 metres to go. Scalacci's the leader. Barossa Boy is chasing him on the outside, and he's looming as a big danger. Scalacci's in front, joined by Barossa Boy. Barossa Boy's hit the lead. Look at Rough Habit. Rough Habit's flying on the rails. Rough Habit moved up, grabbed the lead, and he's won the Stradbroke. What a performance, Rough Habit.
Ironically, Rough Habit won his first race in Melbourne on Caulfield Cup Day, the day his sometime stablemate Viander Cross and jockey Shane Dye were the centre of a controversy which would continue right through the spring carnival. Dye asked a lot from Viander Cross at Caulfield, and the 4-year-old almost pulled off a famous victory before being run down by the brave mare Mannerism.
It's Gatherno, the leader, with about 200 metres left to go. Viander Cross is flying home. Mannerism in the centre, followed by Equinity. Viander Cross has taken the lead in the cup. Viander Cross in front with 100 metres left to go from Mannerism, trying to get to it. Viander Cross just in front. Viander Cross the outside. They hit it. Bobby finish. Very tight. Viander Cross maybe from Mannerism. Nothing in it.
Mannerism's Caulfield Cup win was the first leg of a unique treble for trainer Lee Freedman. He'd go on to add the Cox Plate in the Melbourne Cup with 3 different horses. The Cox Plate attracted one of its best ever lineups, and Freedman experienced tragedy and triumph within the space of 60 seconds.
Leary halfway down the running. Let's Elope takes the lead in the Cox Plate. Superimpose flying home. Let's Elope. Superimpose. Superimpose. Let's Elope. They hit it. Superimpose. Superimpose won the Cox Plate.
Greg Hall and Lee Freedman had combined to win the race for the greatest horses. The pair did it again in the great race when Hall outrode Shane Dye and Sub-Zero held out Viander Cross.
Valdano tried to push his way clear, and here's Sub-Zero down the outside, and Castletown with a run. Sub-Zero might be the one. He's raced up to Sir Winston from Cavalieri, Castletown, and then Viander Cross getting out late from Ali Boy. Greg Hall has raced to the front on Sub-Zero. He goes for home in the cup, and he might have a one. He's 3 in front. Viander Cross, Castletown trying hard, but it's the Grace Cup. Sub-Zero holding Viander Cross at bay, and Sub-Zero wins the Melbourne Cup by 2 lengths.
Australia's love affair with the Japan Cup continues to grow, but racing can be cruel. Let's Elope, already restricted because of her injury and wet tracks, bled, and her future's doubtful, whilst Naturalism split his hoof on the day of the race, and with the help of an inspired ride by Mick Dittman, almost pulled off a remarkable victory.
Followed by Yanaman Global, Torquay TKO and Naturalism, 100 to go. Torquay TKO and Naturalism, Naturalism, Torquay TKO, stride from Dear Doctor, Torquay TKO, and Torquay TKO has won the cup ahead on the post of Naturalism.
Yes, what an occasion there. Keith, lucky enough to be there. Brian Martin's call of the Japan Cup. Keith, is there a horse that we could look forward to in 1993 who may dominate?
Well, there's several that came out of there, Bruce, but I really think that Naturalism is going to be a super horse next season. You know, Mick Dittman has been offered a riding contract in England and Europe, and he's toying with the idea of not going because he believes that one horse, Naturalism, can earn him $200,000 in percentages next year. I think he's going to be a super horse.
That means the horse has to win $2 million. Max, your thoughts of a horse for next year?
Oh, well, Keith has stolen my thunder. It's terrible to end 1992 agreeing with Keith, but I do think that Naturalism is something special. I'm looking forward to Naturalism's clashes with Viander Cross. A lot of people think Viander Cross is the better horse. I think Naturalism is a super horse. He's the one I want to be on, a great horse, and from a memorable year, he's the most memorable horse.
I'll throw one in. Raising Kentucky. Watch for him in 1993. He mightn't beat Naturalism, but he's going to be an outstanding galloper. Let's have a look at one film or video that went right around the world. It was Simon Mills, it was Sir Sagamore, and when you look back at it at Oakbank on Easter Monday, it was unbelievable that Simon was able to recover well enough to come back and win races later in the year.
Simon Mills looking like a rag doll as his foot is caught in the stirrup iron. This was absolutely horrendous. We knew that he was going to be dragged through the next fence, and for him to survive that, Bruce, was a miracle.
Max, as I said, those pictures went right around the world. Oakbank got coverage like it's never had before.
And Oakbank certainly has had coverage before, but that was the sort of performance that Banjo Patterson would have written about. A great ride, a miraculous effort, and another highlight of 92.
Trainer of the year, Lee Freedman, you both agree?
I've got to jump in first, and if Max disagrees, I'll be disappointed because he did win the 3 big ones, Bruce. Caulfield Cup, Cox Plate, Melbourne Cup. I don't think one trainer has ever done it with 3 different horses before.
No, they haven't. Max, no argument?
Oh, that's the key. 3 different horses. Lee's a remarkable trainer, and the beautiful part about it is that probably his best is to come.
Shane Dye rode his 4th Golden Slipper win in a row. Has he been the jockey of the year, Max?
Certainly, it was one of the great rides of the year. I can't say he's the jockey of the year because of subsequent events. My jockey of the year is Keith's mate, Greg Hall. I thought his ride in the Melbourne Cup was inspired. He won the Cox Plate previously. Although he hasn't spent much time in Sydney, I've got to say that as far as I'm concerned, Greg gets the pat.
Hasn't Max mellowed? It's all
the Christmas
Melbourne
spirit. You agree with Max?
Totally.
Oh, I can't believe it. They've agreed all morning. Max, thanks for your time. Good punting. Good luck. See you in the new year.
Certainly.
Good on you, Max. Love the tie, Keith. Father Christmas obviously gave you that one. No jockey club that time.
This one's sent in by Santa, Bruce, and I'll catch you in the new year.
Yeah, look forward to it, Keith. Thanks for your support all through the year. A break, rugby league after this with Roy Masters.